Hello Commanders, welcome back to the command table. I am Mathermar and we are going to be moving ahead with our journey walkthrough. We are on battles 361 through 365. So we're going to jump into that, but first, if you would please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those below. Okay, let's head on in to battle 361. For this one, I had the observation right from the beginning that this giant wall is going to hold all of this stuff back. So every single ranged unit that is on this side of the wall is going to be stuck right here, and it's not going to be able to go anywhere. So as long as I can have more range than they have, I'd be able to take them out with very minimal difficulty. So that just leaves this little melee group here at the bottom with this group of assassins at the back. So there's a trick that I learned back in the day when we were doing Jormag, and you had to use a bomb bot to bait the assassins to run forward, and then it would hit the frontline shield bearers. We're going to do that same trick with this bomb bot here. It's going to run forward, and these assassins are going to match its run speed and just chase it all the way until it explodes when it hits some of these units up here. We've also got these two other bomb bots that are going to take out some of the front line of this, and we've got the assassin that's really only going to take out the druid. I should have had better placement on it, but once you complete the level, you can't really redo it at the moment. So until Traplight changes that, I can't really fine-tune this one. So yeah, the assassins, they didn't work so hot, but at least they took out the druid. And then everything else that's coming through here is going to get stuck in these entangling roots and burned down by the Crystal Spires and the Ember Fiend. The Arcane Archers are going to help, but they really shine later when we hit Frenzy and it starts to clear out all these ranged units. So let's go ahead and run it. Keep your eye on those assassins that pop in the back as they chase the bomb bot. Again, notice that my assassins really only got the Druid and a couple of Arcane Blades. Those entangling roots earn their keep, keeping everything at arm's length while it's burned down. And now the enemy's walls are doing all the hard work for me, just keeping all that ranged at bay, and all I've got to do is just clear through with my units that have further range than they do. So it just takes a couple seconds. We could probably even fast forward, but we're almost done. We'll just let it play through. So yeah, one little arcane blade stuck down there. There we go. All right. So yeah, the lay of the land proved to make that one very easy. Kind of lengthy, but easy. Okay, this one was a bit of a chore. It took a minute to figure out. So we've got this massive horde of plague bearers, warhounds, thorn guards, a death knight, 3 archers, and then we've got these assassins that are going to pop over in the back. The assassins actually end up killing every last plague bearer in this group. So ultimately, you could either use the plague bearers or just put a freezing trap right by your crystal spire. They'll run right into it, they'll reveal faster, and the crystal spire will burn them down just as easily. So yeah, plague bearers or freeze trap, that doesn't really matter. These other plague bearers are going to walk forward and kind of pull everything into these entangling roots. The Phoenix is going to get 1 gust off before it dies, which is fantastic because it'll come back later and add more. The Risen Warrior placement could be better. So as you watch this, pay attention to where everything lines up. These ones in particular, because the Plague Bearers here are going to catch my Draining Spirit. They're going to walk forward a little bit, and then when my Risen Warriors pop, they're going to start running back this way, and they're going to kill all these archers here with my Draining Spirit. So these could probably be placed just a little further back, and that'll help to make sure that that Draining Spirit clears through them as it goes up. But yeah, the whole point here is just to have the baddies ping-ponging back and forth through the entangling roots to the Plague Bearers, back to the Risen Warriors, and then back again, getting hung up on the Phoenix. It's all just buying time until we get to Frenzy, and at that point, anything that approaches this Crystal Spire is going to get nuked. So that's the theory behind this one. It's a bit of a chaotic mess. Watch it a couple times if you need to. But there you go, Draining Spirit's on. The assassins in the back are clearing through that entire group of Plague Bearers, which is totally fine. That's what they're there for. And now you'll notice down here the plague bearers came back to get my risen warriors. Now they're going up to the other group of risen warriors, and they're barely going to clip these archers. If they hadn't clipped those archers, I would have been in trouble. So that's the thing you've really got to be concerned about. You want to make sure that those are taken out. Now, anything that gets close is already going to be low on health, and the Crystal Spire would be able to nuke it anyway. So yeah, that one was, it took me a few tries to get it, but it was definitely a challenge. Very much enjoyed it. All right, Magma Spawn. We have an Untamed Beast, 2 Earth Elementals, 2 groups of Fire Knights, 2 Ember Fiends, and a Volcanus clone. So he's going to be shooting meteors out, and that's why we've got our Barrier Monk back here. These 2 Ember Fiends are going to be a huge nuisance, so I've just got my assassins there to take those out and remove them from the equation. I've placed everything as far back as possible and did not put anything directly in front of the Untamed Beast, so that its first instinct is going to be to run back to the closest non-nature unit, which is these Fire Knights here. So it's going to come back and start shredding these Fire Knights, and then when it's done, it's going to go after Volcanus. So you're going to have the Untamed Beast basically killing the boss for you, and then the assassins up top are going to be clearing through, and everything's going to turn back around here, and my Monster Hunter with my archers are going to come from this direction and just kind of slowly grind through whatever's left. So that's the theory behind this one. Okay, Ember Fiends gone. Untamed Beast starting to do my hard work for me by killing all of those Fire Knights, and now going after the boss. The Monster Hunter doesn't take any ranged damage, not that there's anything left that's ranged. You could probably use just about anything there. You probably wouldn't want to use Thorn Guards because they'd take forever to walk ahead. A Brute would be a good choice, but if you use a Brute, you might end up knocking something back into your archers, and that's kind of why I like the Monster Hunter. You could even use a Phoenix. I mean, the Earth Elementals are immune to the fire, but the archers would be able to do the job. There's a lot of different units you could switch out for the Monster Hunter is all I'm saying. Alright, let's go on to 364. Okay, Golden Horde. So we've got 2 Bombbots, we've got a bunch of Arcane Archers, a Cannoneer, Valkyrie, Paladin, 2 Righteous Defenders, and 2 Thorn Guards. So Thorn Guards, just easier just to remove them with a Bombbot, just delete them, make them go away. You'll notice the positioning on my assassins. I did my little trick where I took them off the map and put them back on again, and I had this perfect alignment that matches up almost perfectly with these Arcane Archers. So watch when those assassins pop, those Arcane Archers all immediately get deleted because an assassin is perfectly aligned with each one of them. I was so pleased. I don't expect you to get that exact same formation, but it was just really fun that it worked out that way. It'll probably work just fine without it. The safest bet is to place the assassins slightly back to where they'll take out that Cannoneer very quickly, and then they can just burn through those Arcane Archers with very little difficulty. You want to make sure you get the Cannoneer down before, because if he shoots through the assassins, it'll reveal them and they'll get eaten up by the Thorn Guards and whatever else. I've got my little mini swarm here with the Battle Drummer, Arcane Blades, and 2 Warhounds. That's just going to zip through and clean up whatever's left. There's not going to be a whole heck of a lot. So, pretty straightforward. We've got all of our major threats accounted for, with the exception of the Paladin, but there's really not going to be anything left to protect him. So, or her. I think all Paladins are female. Oh, there we go. Paladin got taken out by the second bomb. That was even better. Alright, 364 down. Let's move on to 365 and then we'll call it for this video. Alright, Aquatic Command. We have 4 groups of archers, we have 3 groups of arcane blades, we've got a Stormcaller, a Frost Wizard, 4 groups of shield bearers, and a group of Thorn Guards. So for this one, there's just a lot of ugly right here. That's a very thick wall, and yeah, I could hit it with bomb bots, but the chances are the Stormcaller is going to pick off 1 or 2 of them. So I figured let's use something they can't target. So we've got these freezing traps here. These roots could be adjusted a little bit better. The whole point of having the roots there was to slow down this group of shield bearers to where they don't pop that trap until this Stormcaller is in range. So that's why the roots are there. That's the only reason, is just to make sure that I tag that Stormcaller in there. The Risen Warriors are there to go after the Frost Wizard and whatever archers are left. I've got the Assassin set up to where they're going to start on either end of the archers and just start working their way towards the middle, and then they'll come forward and take care of whatever else is there. Then I've got my little mini swarm in the back, just a rush unit of direwolves with 3 groups of warhounds. The reason that I picked these units over anything else is because they're immune to frost, and this freeze trap is not going to freeze that Frost Wizard. He's immune. So that's why I've got freeze immune units for my rush group, and let's go ahead and let it run. Okay, so a lot going on. Here comes the pop, and poof. So yeah, I could probably move that freeze trap just a little bit forward or move the roots just a little bit back, and that would definitely help. But 15 seconds of freeze from those freeze traps makes all the difference in the world. So there it is. We've got one more group of 5 to go before we're finished with the Divine Sanctuary. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like and subscribe, and check out thecommandtable.com, where we have tutorials, raid strats, and in the near future we'll have merchandise and a comic strip. Thank you for watching. We'll have more for you soon.